Hey Instagram, I am live on Instagram. Listen, my goal is to come live at least once a week because I want to share with you guys of how living a plant-based lifestyle has truly helped me reverse my chronic illness. And now I'm out to help as many women as I can do the same thing through education and through plant-based nutrition. I do a plant-based supplement as well, but I want to show you guys as I have done a 5-day raw challenge. Hey everybody, thank y'all for joining me. And I'm going to show you how eating plant-based is really no different than eating meat. What I try to teach my clients is how do you take some of your favorite foods and make them plant-based. But today, because I'm doing my 5 days raw, I'm going to show you how I make raw sweet potato nachos. Yeah, so what I did was I dehydrated my sweet potatoes overnight. My dehydrator is right here. If you don't have a dehydrator, you can put it on, slice your sweet potatoes and put them on low in your oven and just let them go overnight. They come out like this. Like a chip, y'all, look at that. So excited for these. Now I do have about 3 trays. Let me take them out so they can be ready. And so I thought, since I'm telling you, eating raw can be very, very delicious, y'all. There's always a way to do something that you love. And I love nachos, normal nachos, but we made some sweet potato chips to take the place of tortilla chips. Y'all see this? Y'all can't hear me crunching because I don't have my microphone, but anyway, we got our chips. Let me stop eating and show you how I make this. Because oftentimes I'm asked, I'm sorry, this is so rude to be chewing and eating. Because my husband and I are both reversing our chronic illness. He was diagnosed with MS November of 2022. My doctor put me on blood pressure medication when I was 25, y'all. 25. I am today 58 years young. Still blood pressure medication. However, I've turned that around. I was on 4 blood pressure medication, down to 1. And so what I teach my clients, just because you're eating healthy, you have to do this intentionally, consistently, and over time. But I normally go on TikTok and I'm cooking live and showing you how to make some delicious plant-based meal when I'm actually cooking food. Because I'm cooking it for me and my husband, and how you can turn some of your favorite foods that it has meat in it or whatever, right, and make them plant-based. So we've been doing this for, my transition was about 4 years. This is kind of crooked. And now it's been a total of 2 years. Matter of fact, today my husband was saying he has not had meat since July of last year. I went plant-based before he did. He saw the foods I was making and he was like, Let me know if you guys can hear me. So let's get into this. The earlier part of the week, one thing about being plant-based too, or vegan, I'm more plant-based than vegan. I don't get hung up on the titles. I encourage my clients to eat more plants, period. I made some raw meat because I knew I was going to have my sweet potato nacho salad today. And so I wanted to have my raw meat. Another good thing about eating this way, you can eat as much as you want and still lose weight. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's an amazing thing. So we're going to build, my nacho plate because I'm about to eat my lunch. So all I have here is some romaine lettuce and some spinach lettuce. So you just build your base, if you will. And now I'm going to put my sweet potato chips that I dehydrated overnight. Y'all, they came out so good. Look at that. It's like a potato chip or a tortilla chip, but these are sweet potato chips. And if you've not eaten sweet potatoes raw without having anything on it, or even if you just cook a baked sweet potato, try to do it without any butters or sugars or any of those things. Y'all, the sweet potato is so, hence the name. It really is sweet. So I am building my sweet potato nachos that I'm about to eat right now. So you just build and put whatever you want on it. But because I am eating raw, I'm going to add a little bit more protein here. I'm going to put some black beans around here. Now this is canned, But what I do when I'm using anything that's canned, I get the organic as much as I can. This will last me 2 days, by the way. You want to drain them and rinse them very, very well. I love a little corn. Okay. And then I like these little cherry tomatoes, but I'm gonna cut them in half. And I tell my clients, eat the rainbow, eat the rainbow. But this is something you can do where you can eat as much as you want and you can still lose weight. I'm not even joking. Look how colorful that is. You can put whatever you like on your nachos. But this is my sweet potato nachos. And I love, 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 love black olives. I'm just gonna kind of cut those in half as well. So when, you're trying to find foods that are going to fight disease and not feed it, tell my clients all the time too, ask yourself the next thing you're about to eat or drink, is it feeding disease or is it fighting it? Then you decide what you're going to put in your mouth. Because here's what I do know. Everything that we eat or drink is doing one or the other thing, not both. So far, look at that. Sweet potato nachos. I guess I can call it a sweet potato salad. Nacho salad. Because I'm building it, right? Here's I use raw pecans. And you put everything in a food processor. Bunch of seasoning. The key to eating plant-based is your seasoning, y'all. It really is. Put that in the center. And I might as well put all this. This is all I have left. It'll probably take me 2 days to eat this. I see my Mother's Day flowers. Aren't they beautiful? Oh, love it. We're not done yet. Then I'm gonna give me a little vegan cheese. Vegan cheddar cheese. This is one of my favorite brands. Just put a little bit around here like this. Not a whole lot. I like a little bit of vegan sour cream. Hey y'all, thanks for coming by. Showing you how do you take a favorite foods when you transition into eating plant-based. Honey, when I tell you we're not eating bland foods here, well, let me go get my seasoning. Hold on a second. I think I want to use, where's my jerk seasoning? I love, love, love Tabitha Brown Sweet and Smoky. But we're almost done building this nacho, y'all. Let me get a different spoon. Add me a little salsa on top like that. Oh, you know what I forgot? Cilantros. Yes. When I tell y'all the best sweet potato salads ever, sweet potato nachos. That's what we're making today for our lunch dinner. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of cilantro on top. I love Auntie Tab seasonings, y'all. I really do. Put a bit like that. Like so, like that, as she says, right? And then I have this Jamaican jerk. You put whatever seasonings you like in your food. It's the same thing when you go plant-based, right? Whatever you normally would put in your plant-based, your non-plant-based foods, do the same thing. I'm gonna add just a little bit of cilantro. Now, if I really want to get fancy, I will cut up a lime, squeeze a lime on top, and there you have it, y'all. Tell me you would not eat this when you're thinking eating plant-based means eating bland food. So I try to show people how they can reverse their chronic illness, eat delicious plant-based meals that's going to aid in fighting disease, but you'll stay fuller longer. There's no bloating. It's just it's a fun way to eat. And your culinary creations are endless, right? So here's my sweet potato nachos that I made from dehydrated sweet potatoes. I cut them very thinly, put them in my dehydrator for about 12 hours, 14 hours or so they come out like a little chip. So this is my nacho chip. So let's have a taste, shall we? Shall we? But I am on a mission to help us reclaim our health, retrain our palate. Look at that. Oh, get a little bit of everything. Look at that. Tell me you wouldn't try that. Oh, so good. Un momento. My goodness, that's delicious. I am going to add a hint of lime, and we are in here. Oh my gracious. Boy. This is what's gonna set it off. Notice I didn't add any extra sodium. You don't need it. And here it is. I just want to come on real quickly, and I'm going to be coming live once a week, at least once a week, showing you guys this lifestyle is so rewarding and the benefits from eating plant-based foods in a way that eat what you like, y'all. I tell people, enjoy the foods that you eat the foods that you enjoy. But when they told me that my husband had MS, and I've had my chronic illness for over 30 years, something had to change. I lost 50 pounds. I did. Actually, I lost over 50 pounds and kept it off over 10 years using my plant-based nutrition, right? Then, blood pressure still wasn't coming down. I thought if I got the weight off, I should be good, right? So then I will tell you all this, my little story time for you, how I got here. 2020, my mother passed away from colon cancer, stage 4 colon cancer. That's when I started to research gut health and started to understand that most diseases originate in the gut. So what does that mean? What I'm eating really does matter. And sometimes we've been duped. We bless our food. Lord, bless this food we're about to receive. Let it be nourished into our bodies in Jesus' name. And we've got a plate of food that's going to feed disease, right? So I went on a quest. If getting the weight off wasn't enough to get me off blood pressure medication, it had to be the food that I was eating. So I transitioned over 4 years. I was flexitarian, vegetarian, pescatarian, went back to flexitarian, and then totally went on a 32-day raw challenge. I ate raw foods like this for 32 days and felt amazing. I had so much fun creating different dishes. Y'all, I even made a raw cheesecake that is to live for. I'll never say anything is to die for, right? So with that being said, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go raw at least 5 days every 90 days just to kind of detox in a way that I'm not wrapping my belly. I'm not drinking a lot of teas. I'm not doing a whole bunch of juicing. I'm using food as medicine. So when I make something like this is my raw. Again, we dehydrated the sweet potatoes to make my chips so I can make my raw nachos, and started to reverse my chronic illness. Well, guess what? My blood pressure started coming down and staying down. Once I read Dr. Bobby Price's book, Vegetation Over Medication, was the first time that I had hope that I can get off blood pressure medication. And I kept saying, if he did it, I can do it, right? But it's going to take some time. So I educated myself. I even got a holistic nutrition certification just because I wanted to know, how does this work? How can food really be your medicine? Today, I can even show you guys. Maybe I'll put it in the comments. My blood pressure was 117/73. I've been on this journey completely plant-based for 2 years, but it's been a 4-year transition. So what I've done is created a 90-day plant-based reset to show. At first it was 8 weeks, but that's not long enough for you to get used to and understand how to rezone your kitchen. How do I change my cabinets, my refrigerator, my cupboards into being more plant-based, right? Plant-based ready. So I don't default to all the processed foods. So in the program, we talk about that. We talk about the mindset. 50% of it is your mindset. I don't care what you attempt to do. 50% of it is going to be your mindset. And I'm holding this because y'all, it smells so good. I'm ready to eat. And then the other 50% is the method. When I say method, how do you want to transition? Do you want to slowly transition and just be like flexitarian, meaning you eat meat maybe once or twice a month, or you want to go transition as a pescatarian, or, you know, there's so many different things. I say plant-based and it covers a lot of things. And don't get hung up on the titles. I just want people to eat better. Eat more plants, right? Eat more plants. And for me, this is working. For my husband, his MS symptoms have been at bay. And if you know anything about MS, you know the diet is huge. And I'm just so grateful. Oh, Lord, don't let me get emotional. I'm just so grateful. Because, you know, in Corinthians, it says we are responsible for this temple. And I'm so grateful to understand that everything that I put in my mouth, and that because I do most of the cooking. For me and my husband, we are empty nesters now, of course. It has to do with, is this going to feed disease or is it going to fight it? And we've been fighting it for the last 2 years for sure, and transitioning for 4 years for me. But all that to say is, a 5-day plant-based challenge can change your life. That's what happened with me in January of 2023. I took a 5-day whole foods plant-based challenge. My blood pressure came down for the first time. I'd seen 127 over 78 or something like that. Never seen numbers like that in over 30-something years. I thought the average was 150 over 90. I thought that was doing good, and it's not. See, again, lack of education. Sometimes we just don't know. When I landed in the ER, December 19th of 2022, with a blood pressure of 216 over 109. Did y'all hear me? 216 over 109. They were wondering why I wasn't stroking out. They were wondering, are you dizzy? Do you have a headache? I said, I feel fine. That was my third wake-up call. I'll share some more as I come on here and just get to know you guys, and you guys get to know me a little bit and my story. That was my third wake-up call. Because, you know, God gives us warnings. Our bodies give us warnings too, right? And my thing was, if my blood pressure can be that high and I felt that good, when I was released from the ER, y'all, I was so scared to go to sleep that morning. I went in at 7:30 that night, didn't get home till about 3:30 next morning. And that's when I said, Lord, your word says that you never slumber nor sleep. I'm going to bed. And should you take me in my sleep, then it is what it is. So be it, God. But when I woke up the next morning, I knew God wasn't finished with me. Therefore, I started going on a mission. I went hard at it. That's when I started my 5-day whole foods plant-based challenge, because what I was doing wasn't working. Dieting 27 plus years, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, that just wasn't working for me. It wasn't sustainable for me. But once I saw that my blood pressure came down and stayed down just by what I was eating, then I went on a mission to learn how to eat delicious plant-based food, learn how to enjoy the foods that I love the foods that I enjoy, and make them plant-based. Like this. That's why I'm holding it up so you guys can see it. Love nachos. Love running through Taco Bell and getting my nacho grande, right? Now I do it the plant-based way. And I can eat, I won't be able to eat all this, but I can eat over half of this and not be full, not be bloated, not feel stuffed, like I have to go lay down somewhere. Food should energize us. If you're eating foods and you want to go take a nap right afterwards, I would question the foods that you're eating. Okay? Food is for energy, is for fuel, for energy, but we have changed it into being something emotional, something that's tied to all types of things. Y'all will get to know more about me as I start to, because I'm really here to help women who have tried everything, who have gone over on all the types of diets. And I kind of say this jokingly, but it's the truth. Whatever Oprah was doing back in the day, that's what I was trying, to be quite honest. I just didn't do the OptiFast thing. And I said, enough's enough. 2014, something came in my life, and I'll share more about that with you guys as I tell you a little bit more about me and who I am and why I know God has called me to this. As a former school principal, giving everything to my job, to the community, to the board, to the staff, to the parents, to the students, all the things. Didn't even have leftovers for my family, just exhausted. Something had to change. And y'all know nothing changes if nothing changes. So I'm going to share more about my story as we go. Thank y'all for joining me. But keep coming back. And I'm just going to be sharing more about my 90-day plant-based reset. Somebody wants to know, okay, what can this really do for me? Give it 90 days. Now, you have to be intentional about it, but I'm going to give you everything that you need. The only thing I can't do is do it for you. I can't want it more than you do. But when you get to the point where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you're tired of carrying on the extra weight or just being sluggish, not having energy, learn how to eat plant-based foods like this. This is my sweet potato nachos that I made, and I'm getting ready to eat it right now. So thanks for joining me, and I will check in with you guys next week. My plan is to come on at least once a week, show you guys what we're doing. Sweet potato nachos, all raw. It's so good, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.